Welcome back. Yup, we're at it again. Now we're working on this red Converse. It's a Canadian Converse. And I made this Converse because of what I see going on in Canada with the Freedom Convoy. There's a lot of truckers in Canada that's protesting. Yup. So I decided I had this Canadian Converse, but it's pretty cool. And I decided it already had the flag on the front of the Converse, a very rare Converse. Since I've had this Converse for a few years now, I've never seen it anywhere else in the world. I'm pretty sure there's some others out there, but I've never seen it. So it's a rare Converse. So I decided that I'm going to get this Converse. And I was like, yeah, there's something going on in Canada. I have a Canadian Converse. So why not just make something out of it art-wise? So I decided I'm going to do something on it for the truckers of Canada, and decided that I'm going to paint a maple leaf onto the Converse and also put a truck on the Converse. Okay, so those are the drawings that I have off the maple leaf and also off the truck. So I already drew it because it took me a minute to draw up that sketch, and then put some color on it because I like to envision things and see how it's going to look eventually. It gives me an idea of what the artwork will project it to look like. Yep. So as usual, stuff this Converse with two old shirts, white t-shirts, and then I use the rubber bands, as you can see going on there, to tie it up so it stays in place. And of course, I put another rubber band in the middle hole right there. I think it's the fourth hole going down below to keep it in place. So I decided that I looked at a few maple leaves online, and I realized that the ones in this fall season would be the perfect color for this Converse, which is mostly yellow, brown, orange colors. So I decided that I'm going to put the maple leaf in the yellow around the outside edges, and more to the middle would be orange. Then I decided I'm going to change the lace of this Converse. It had red laces in it, red shoelaces. So I took out those laces. I had a few pair of orange shoelaces. So I just used the orange shoelaces after the fact, which you'll see at the end of this video, that the orange laces is going to match that orange that's in the maple leaf, in the middle of the maple leaf, because on the outside of the maple leaf is yellow. So I got that, and that's already set up. So I'm going to explain this, how I did this whole thing, so you can get an idea, because I'm not going to be talking for this entire video. Right, the video is an hour and change long. I just left it, uploaded it, most of the footage that I did for this video, so you could see exactly what I did and how I did it. Right, but before we get into that, I'm going to give you the breakdown. So I drew out the patterns. The patterns already drew. Okay, so I got a yellow pencil crayon, which is erasable. It's erasable. So whatever I drew or draw onto the Converse that I'm not going to use, I can always erase that, and it's not going to be an issue. Right, so first I started off drawing the maple leaf, as you can see going on right there. So after drawing the maple leaf, boom, 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 then the next step I moved on to was getting the truck. Also drew the truck in the middle of the maple leaf, and there's a lot of back and forth rubbing out because, scaling stuff. I'm new to this whole Converse painting, this whole sneaker type stuff. I do leather, all types of craft work, but I'm pretty much good at almost anything that I do. So why not try something new? Why not explore your talent? Why not dip into your creativity? So that's what I'm doing here with these Converses. And like I said in the last video, we're going to move on to some Air Force Ones, and we're going to do all types of shoes. Right? So fashion, we're into fashion, style, trendy things, and anything that has a lot of flavor in it. High, bright colors, something that's beautiful and awesome. Okay, so there I go, erasing a line that wasn't fitting the right scale that I was looking for. Right? Yep. So that's what we're into. So after that step and putting the truck in the middle, then I went on to start to paint the truck. And it's a semi truck, the bobtail version. It doesn't have the trailer on it, right? Yep. So I went on to draw the truck in there, painted that. Then the last thing I did was the maple leaf. I painted the outside first with the yellow paint. Then I used the orange paint closer, and it's going to be closer to the truck, and kind of faded it out into the yellow, right? So after fading that into the yellow, then the next thing was, I call the money maker, was adding that black line around the maple leaf, right? So you have that black that gives you your distinct edges so you can see your artwork pop. Okay, your edges, it's always good to put black. That's something I learned from another guy online. You always need black to mark off your edges to give you a sharp, distinct feature of the artwork you did, so it doesn't get confused with what's not there, right? So you can see precisely this is what I did. And that's also something that most people can do. It's not complicated. You get your paints, your leather paint, and in this case, the color for the truck, I decided I'm going to use blue and gray and black. That was it. So there's two different blues. I use a dark blue and a light blue, and you'll see coming down further in the video, right? So for the truck, I use a dark blue and also light blue. Well, how I did it was I used the dark blue to mostly to line out the truck, to make the lines of the truck. Then I used the light blue on the middle sections of the truck, and of course the tires were black and a few other areas were black. And then I used gray for the mufflers, for the mirrors, rear view mirrors, for the front windshield. That was also gray and stuff like that, right? Okay, cool. So that's basically like three colors for the truck. So it's gray, black, and well, four: gray, black, blue, light blue, and deep blue. So four colors for the truck. And then for the maple leaf, I used red and yellow. So that's two colors. So a total of six colors for this entire project, which wasn't complicated or hard. It's very straightforward. Anyone could do this. And just watch this video. I'm new to it, but I'm an artist, so I create stuff. So creating stuff that requires painting, sewing, stuff like that. I just have to figure it out. Once I get the rhythm of how it works and how it goes and this and that and whatever, it becomes super easy because I'm very creative, right? Cool. All right. So now, after I did all that work and painted the maple leaf, and I couldn't believe how fast I really completed this converse. It was done in a very quick time because I thought I would be spending more time on it, but not necessarily. Okay, so you just gotta watch what I'm doing, and you can do it at home. Just get your tools at the local store or wherever, and this is something you could practice until you become perfect, or we could do it together. We could both practice it together until we become perfect together. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so I started to put paint onto the truck. I'm using a very fine pointed paintbrush, and I'm using the gray paint. I'm doing the mufflers in this case, as you can see. And what I do is I find all the areas, and that's why I colored the one that I drew on the paper. I'm finding all the areas that has gray on the painting, and then I'm doing those areas, and I do that as I go with the different paints. Same thing with the black. I find all the areas that I need that are black, and then I'll just paint everything that needs to be black. Then I move on to the next paint. I don't go back and forth, like taking off, using gray, painting one area, then go back to the blue, paint another area, then using gray again, then go back to black. I don't do that when I'm painting. I paint each separate area. So I look at the painting and I say, okay, the tires are black, this is black, that is black. I'll just go ahead and paint those areas. That's what I'm doing with this truck right as it is right now. So I'm painting all the gray areas, including the front bumper. You can see right there, I'm painting the front bumper. I already got the mufflers. I got the two rear view mirrors to the side of the truck, and then in a little area in the back. And this is what I do with the black, the blue, and the light blue. Same thing, so you don't have to keep going back and forth. So you just look at your sketch. It makes your job easier, really, if you just watch the sketch and go with that, right? So that way you don't get confused or twisted with colors, putting this color over here and that one over here. Keep it in somewhat of I would say somewhat of a sequence or order per se. So those are the mirrors, the windshields that I'm painting onto the truck right there, in gray also. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so now we're on to framing out the truck. So what I do with this blue color is I frame out the truck. Like, I get the ends of the truck and the lines, the frame of the truck, the main frame lines. That's what I'm getting with this blue, because I know once I get those, the only thing left for me to do is really paint in the middle of those frames, which will be light blue. Okay, so that makes my job very easy. I don't go inside and go outside and paint this line, then paint that line. That's going to be confusing to me. So what I do is I paint the outside, the outer lines, whatever the frame, I call it the frame of the truck. I frame it out first, and then I paint in the middle, and that will keep your paint contained also. That helps you to contain what you're doing, and you don't spill over from one section to the next, because when you run your brush, you're going to be like, oops, it's a blue paint right there, don't pass this line. Okay, so you kind of keep yourself under control while you're doing it, if you do it this way. And it all depends on what you're doing. Different projects require different things. That's why art is such a beautiful and wonderful thing. And you could get into it, do this project also, or a few of these projects you could get into. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so after framing out the truck, we moved on to putting in the body section of the truck, which would be the light blue as we planned. So we put the light blue in, and it's contained, and we touched the areas that required this light blue, and it looks smooth, nice, clean, and it's coming together real well. Okay, and it's not complicated or hard. It just takes a little bit more time than the first one I did with the Jamaican colors flag that I airbrush. Okay, so that didn't have as much detail. You know, it was just like straightforward, zoop, 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 and that was it. But this one has a lot more detail because of the truck and the maple leaf. As we said, the Freedom Convoy that's going on in Canada. We know what's going on, and we're right next door. We're right here in the United States. So we're next door to Canada. So why not? Okay, we're doing a little something for Canada. No big deal. Let's keep this going. Let's move on to the next area of the video. All right, so here goes the tires. Of course, the headlights were yellow and those cab lights were orange. Okay, so keep that in mind. The headlights were yellow and the cab lights were orange. They're probably very small. You might see them, you may not see them. It all depends on what you're viewing this on. If it's a big TV screen, you might see them easier. But if it's like a small phone, you probably won't see them that easy. So now the tires are black. All right, so we're painting the tires. And we're kind of like getting them a little bit oval shape, not exactly round as a quarter, but kind of like in an oval shape because we want to get it as realistic as possible for our drawing per se. Yeah. All right. So the truck is coming together real nice. Let's continue. All right, so after completing the truck, we decided that we're going to move on to the big bad Maple Leaf up there in Canada where they got that Freedom Convoy going on. So we moved on to the Maple Leaf, and we already have the outer lines, so we're going to go with that. So we're moving on now. We're going to grab this yellow. It's kind of a little bit of different of a paint. So this yellow, I had to go over it 2 times, 2 coatings of this yellow to get it popping really bright and nice. Yeah, because one coat of this paint really just seeped into the denim, and that's another thing that you got to look for. So when you're painting on the denim type, it's gonna seep real quick and you know, soak up in that material fast. So some areas, depending on the type of paint you're using, you may want to go over it, you know, go over it twice, you know, or go over it once, paint it, then go over it again, so you can at least see the color that you're doing. And with the red, the yellow will really have to fight hard to stand out on that red. So if you can look at it properly, you'll see where the yellow is seeping into the red every time I paint with that brush. So what I did, give it a little bit of time to dry and then just go back over it. And that's how I got that to be bright. And you'll see that at the end of the video. All right, let's continue. Okay, so this part was very exciting and very nice because the thing is, the part of this shoe, which is the bottom down there at the rim, the shoe bottom, I call it the shoe rim, the shoe bottom at the bottom down there. So guess what? Now the yellow paint cannot seep into this rubber, okay? Because the bottom down there is like a rubber type. So the yellow paint has nowhere to seep in, so it has to sit on that yellow rubber. And what it will do, it will be running from side to side. So what you got to do, or a good thing to do, is go light on it, let it dry, and then just go over it. All right, because that red is fighting that yellow so hard. So you just let it sit, dry, then go over it. And if you have to go over it 2 times, no big deal. But it really looks cool because it pops the loudest of all that yellow, and it's dropped down all the way to the very bottom of the shoe. So it has a cool look to it, I would say. Yep. Okay, so we completed the yellow, at least for now, because we're going to go back over it to get it popping, right? So we decided we're going to now use the orange. I think this is tangerine. Yeah, I think we used tangerine because my orange, I think, was drying up or something like that. So I used tangerine. They're very close. The tangerine is just a little bit more fadish light. So I decided I'm going to use tangerine around this truck. And the tangerine came out really nice. Why? Because it has that red backdrop to it. So the red really kind of kicked the tangerine and pushed it out. So we got that nice autumn type leaf, maple leaf that we really set out to get, right? Because we already have a natural red in the backdrop, pushing out that tangerine, and it's coming real hard. So it gives the truck a very nice look, and it's very faded around the truck, right? And around the truck, the next thing I got to mention is that when I completed the truck, I put a black lining around the truck. Okay, so use your black marker or your black paint and make a line right around the truck so it could be separated from that tangerine / orange color. Yeah, so you can see distinctly the truck is completely different thing, or different, its own entity from the maple leaf, but they're all blended together, making a perfect match for this red Canadian Converse. And shout out to all the truckers in Canada. Shout out to all the truckers in the United States who go to Canada, and guys into logistics industry and the trucking industry, period. Okay, we see what's going on, we know what's going on, and this is how we're supporting you, by giving you this beautiful footage of this nice Canadian Converse with this beautiful truck sitting on it, sitting in the maple leaf. Hey, and don't forget to send me my maple syrup, guys, okay? Right, so let's go. So we put the tangerine color on / orange, and we line it right around the truck. So the brush I'm using right now is one of those 4 to 5 degrees cut brush. And what that type of brush does, it gives you that advantage to get into the crevices and corners, as you can see. Okay, look, see, I'm using my 4 to 5 slide right there. Use that 4 to 5, get into that crevice corner, and then you could paint out as best as you can with it. Okay, it's a very nice brush to use. Some brushes are cut different. So when you go shopping for your paintbrush or your leather stuff or whatever, look for things that match the work that you can do or will suit the job that you need, because you're going to need these brushes from time to time when you go into certain areas of the this type of hobby, profession, or whatever you want to do with it. Okay, you're going to need different types of brushes. So a good idea was to get these type of brushes that could help you get into different cracks, different crevices, different corners, make your job look shocking and come out. Okay, people are calling me from all over the world about the work that I do and post online. So if you want to turn this into bank, it's all yours. Go ahead and knock yourself out. Okay, I'm getting a lot of phone calls, emails, all types of stuff. You know, people just like the idea of just creating different things, and I'm here to show you how to do it the best way I know how. You ain't got to be no pro or go to no where to study for 100 years. All you have to do is get your tools, man. Get what you need. You see what I'm using. It's basic stuff. Get what you need, get the tools, and you get to work. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. Okay, this is not studying at Harvard for 10 years. All right, so let's push on. So what we got here, so we're done with that for right now. So I'll let it sit and soak in for a second, and let's move on to the next video. Okay, so here goes your money maker, which is this black line that you're going to put around your maple leaf, and it goes all the way around the maple leaf. And this should be the last and final step into the whole paint job, unless you see little areas on the converse that you want to touch out, fan out, or do something else to. But this is really it. This is the last, this is the icing on the cake, I would say. All right. So you put that black liner around your maple leaf, and it's going to look very lovely at the end of the day. And you'll see it when I'm completed this job. Okay, it's fantastic, nice, lovely, beautiful. Okay. I mean, the thing I see is anything you envision in your mind, you can turn it into a reality. Okay. All this painting started with just me having this Converse. I've had it for years, like I said, and just watching what's going on the internet and seeing what's the protest that's going on with the Freedom Convoy in Canada, and also that type of stuff, and me having the materials and the tools to do the job. So I'm like, hey, why not do this? Okay. And once again, shout out to all the truckers in Canada. All right, so there goes your black outline. And we outline that. You know, it goes right around. And now is the time that you start to look at your painting and see if you miss a spot there, miss a spot here, whatever the case is or may have been or whatever, okay? Just look at different areas that you may have missed or whatnot and see if you could touch it up with time, okay? But you don't have to waste too much time on trying to be a perfect painting, okay? You don't have picture perfect. As long as you get it to the way you want and you do it your best, the best way possibly. Your best and my best is two different bests. So just do it the best way possibly you can, and everything will work itself out, okay? All right, so now we're about close to completion of this Converse, All-Star Converse. Okay, about close to completion, and then we're just gonna let it sit and dry for right now before we get the laces in. And as soon as it dries, we're gonna put the laces in and probably do some more photo ops because it's a beautiful shoe. You know, it was beautiful before, and there goes your beautiful Canadian maple leaf in the front that was already on the shoe. I didn't put that on there. I only did what you're looking at right there, the maple leaf and the two trucks, right? Yep. So like I said, it had some red laces in there, so I traded out the red shoelaces. So there's the truck that we put on it. So I traded out the red shoelaces and put some orange lace in there. Okay, so that could match the intersection of the maple leaf and give it an even more shocking, popping, jaw-dropping vibe to it. It's very dope. I love this Converse. I love it even more now because I put some more work into it. Yeah, and you can do the same, okay? Nothing hard here, nothing complicated. You saw what I did. You saw how I did it. Get your tools, get to work. And if it's leather work, making wallets, making belts, making whatever you want to make, it's all up to you. My whole journey of arts and craft and making all this stuff started with me wanting a belt, and I just decided to make the belt. That's it. And from that, here comes sandals. And they were like, hold on, I could make this, boom, boom, boom. Hold on, I could make that, boom, boom, boom. Hey, I can make this too. I can do this. I can do that. So you can do a lot of different things, you know. You don't have to run to the store every second to be spending money on stuff you can do yourself. That's all it comes down to. So once again, big muscle. Hit the subscribe button, share the video, like the video. See you soon. Catch me in the next video. Browse our channel for more creative ideas. See you soon. Love you all. Stay tuned. Peace out.